On the eastern front of Ukraine, soldiers fight not only against advancing Russian forces, but with the knowledge that the political winds in the US could soon change their reality. For these soldiers, the mission is clear, though the future remains shrouded in uncertainty. The Associated Press visited a brigade stationed in the embattled Kharkiv region, where they loaded drones meant for bombing missions with life-sustaining supplies: food, water, hand warmers. The drones fly a 15-minute journey to reach infantry soldiers. Soldiers pinned down by Russian fire, surviving hour by hour, day by day.
This is our state, our country, our land, and we do not understand these loud statements, that they are liberating something here and saving someone, leaving only ruins and stones from the cities after them. We are trying with all our might to destroy them and win back our territories, so that it does not go any further, so that there are no more destroyed cities and destroyed lives.
Kit, the brigade's drone commander, operates from a cold basement he jokingly calls their Airbnb. Using night vision, he guides the small craft through enemy lines, dropping 10-kilogram, 22-pound packages as close as possible to the positions of Ukrainian infantry, providing them enough supplies to last a few days. As Kit says, the mission isn't just about survival, but about defending the essence of Ukraine. Yet as they focus on the battle at hand, they feel the impact of Washington's decisions. With Donald Trump's re-election, US policy towards the war may shift. But for now, President Biden's administration races against the clock to send all available aid.
We've obligated just recently and pushed out the door another $8 billion in security assistance for Ukraine. That was in September. Another almost $500 million just a few weeks ago. And President Biden is committed to making sure that every dollar we have at our disposal will be pushed out the door between now and January 20th.
Secretary Blinken's statement underscores the urgency of America's support in these critical months. Yet the coming political shift is already rippling across Europe and the front lines. Trump's long-standing skepticism toward NATO and criticism of the US role in supporting democracies like Ukraine and Taiwan raises concern. Allies are questioning, will America's commitment hold? Throughout his campaign, Trump voiced skepticism about American support for NATO, raising doubts about its future stance on aiding democracies under threat from authoritarian forces. His praise of Putin and criticism of US spending abroad have signaled to both allies and adversaries that a second term may mean a dramatic shift in America's role.
Only one thing confused me is the phrase, about 24 hours, because there is no way we can give them our land, because then it could continue. There is only complete victory. No giving up any territory, not as an exchange, not for negotiations.
For Kott, a howitzer commander, and others in his brigade, there is no negotiation to be had. Their fight is for a complete victory, a unified Ukraine without compromise.
Ukraine is grateful to all our partners who help us with anti-missiles and air defense systems. We are now working to further increase supplies from our partners, both missiles and defense systems, as well as everything we need to strengthen our mobile fire groups.
Zelensky's plea for continued support has resonated with Western leaders, like Germany's Olaf Scholz, who have supplied critical air defense systems, including the Iris-T. These systems have kept Ukraine's air shield strong, especially as Russian forces increase missile and drone attacks on cities like Kyiv.
I spoke with German Chancellor Olaf Scholz today. Germany is a leader in helping us, specifically with air defense systems. And we have now discussed the delivery of another Iris-T system and future work on the development of our air shield.
This collaborative effort, dubbed the Ramstein format, exemplifies the unity and collective strength that Ukraine and its allies hope to sustain as Russian forces bear down on multiple fronts. It's a coalition that has enabled Ukraine to hold the line in embattled regions like Donetsk and Zaporizhzhia. As the front lines shift and the battle for eastern Ukraine intensifies, another new threat looms. Intelligence sources from the US, South Korea, and Ukraine report that Russia has deployed North Korean troops along the Kursk border. For Ukrainians, this news confirms a growing global involvement in a war that seems only to escalate. Meanwhile, Russia's air assaults on Ukrainian cities are unrelenting. After 73 days of relative calm, Kyiv was hit by a combination of advanced missiles and drones, an attack aimed at testing Ukraine's defenses.
Making deliveries and fire support during the assault. The more damage we do, the easier it will be for them.
The drones under Kit's command, though small, play a pivotal role in resupplying soldiers and supporting assaults. Every successful supply drop and strike helps Ukrainian forces push back against Russian advances. But it's a grueling cycle, and soldiers admit the fight is taking its toll.
For most people, it simply comes down to character. Tomorrow we'll be at our homes. You take your inspiration with the fact that you have family, etc., and defending civilians. Everyone understands that now there is no time for it. Because if we leave, it will be over.
Kot speaks for many on the front lines, a resilience born from necessity. With family and home at stake, each soldier knows there is no option but to stand firm. But time and resources are finite, and the months ahead will test their endurance. In this relentless war, the resolve of Ukraine's soldiers and the support from Western allies have been the pillars holding back Russian forces. Yet as winter looms and global politics shift, questions remain. Will Ukraine's alliances withstand the political winds, or will these soldiers face an uncertain future, fighting alone?